Hi everyone, Monique here, Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are going to be working on some Loom Knit Tube Socks, and we're going to start that in just a moment. Hi everyone, Monique here, Little Gems Creations 1. Today we are going to be working on a pair of Loom Knit Tube Socks. So I'm using 4-ply worsted weight or medium weight acrylic yarn. I don't have a label on it anymore, but I know it's acrylic because it's usually what I use. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a knitting tool, a needle, and 2 scrap pieces of yarn that are approximately, I don't know, 14 inches. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to start by using this peg here and wrapping around it. Now, if your loom does not have this peg, you can start off on one of the posts with a slip knot. Hello, can I talk? Okay, so I've gone around the thing. Now we're going to E-wrap all of the pegs. Okay. So E-wrap all the pegs. Here we go. There we are. Okay. So we've E-wrapped all the pegs. Now, I want you to notice I have colored in every third peg with marker, and that's going to let me know where I need to do purl stitches. So we're starting off with a purl stitch. So what I do is I bring my yarn across the peg. Using my tool, I go under the loop and I bring up a purl. Pop the loop off. Now it's going to be tough for the first stitch, so I usually use my tool to help me get it off. And then you put that purl on. Then, working with the U-wrap, we're going to go around the next to do a knit, and the next to do a knit. Now, if you haven't marked your pegs, you can also use stitch markers. I don't like using the stitch markers. I find they get in my way. But because this is marked, we know we have to do a purl. So I bring my yarn underneath my loop. I go from the top of my loop, pick up the yarn, take off the loop, put the new loop on. Now, I'm just going to show you another way to do a purl. So first, let's do our 2 knits. Knit, knit. But then, for the purl, here's another way to do it. You could go like this and go from the bottom of your loop, pick it up, and go like that and make your purl this way. The only thing I find with doing my purl this way is I find it's easier to get a kink in my stitch when I put it on. And I just find that happens over and over, so I don't do that. This way, it's facing the right direction already. And when I pop off that stitch and put it on, it's already in the right shape. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. So you continue in this pattern until it measures a minimum of 16 inches. Now this is for a tube sock. There's no heel. So 16 inches. You're doing 2 knit, 2 knit and 1 purl. See how it twisted like that? but you can see it because the way we've done the purl. So see, we get it back in order, pop off that stitch, and put it on the peg, and it's not twisted. In the back, it's going to look fine. So you're going to do this for a minimum of 16 inches. I do 16 inches. I have size 5, a US 5 foot. So foot's like shoe size. So I go 16 inches, and I love the way that fits. You can go 17, 18, 19, whatever you would like. You can even go less than 16, but I would start with doing a 16-inch sock because it just, I don't know, for me, I find it fits really well. So do 16 inches and then meet me back. Okay, so now that you have your 16 inches, you are going to take your needle and those scrap pieces of yarn. Okay, going to where you are here, you're going to take one of your yarns, thread your needle. Okay, so now you're going to go from the top to the bottom on this stitch, leaving some extra at the end. So what is that? That's like 3 inches. Okay, and then you're going to do that to the next one. So from the top to the bottom. And you're going to do this for 12 pegs. Okay, so this is my third. Fourth, don't get hooked up. Fourth. Fifth. And continue until you've got 12. Okay, so once you've done 12 stitches, like that, so you have a little bit on the front and a little bit on the back, you're going to take your other one, thread your needle, and going to the stitch that you did not do, you're going to do the same thing. And keep moving that working yarn out of the way. So you're going to bring this until you've got a few inches, and then 12 stitches. Do that and meet me back. So here we go. We've got that. We've got all 24 stitches on the scrap yarn. Now taking your working yarn, I want you to go around your pegs. One time. Okay, so I went all the way around the loop once, and then I'm going to cut my working yarn. Okay, so now take your tool, and we're just gonna, without taking your scrap yarn off, well, let me show you. I want you to pop off your stitches, okay? And your scrap yarn is holding those stitches. Okay, so just pop off all the stitches. And then we'll close up our toe. So there, we did one scrap yarn worth, and now we'll do the other scrap yarn worth. Like so. Okay, here we go, all the way around. There we go. So we've got all the stitches off. Okay, so now taking each end, let me see, I I want to get you in frame. So take the end of your scrap yarn and you're kind of going to want to shimmy those stitches together. Not tight, but at least closer together, okay? And then do the same with the other scrap yarn. Find your end. Both of them, don't want to drop your stitches. And we're going to shimmy those towards the center. Okay? Now what you're going to do is taking that working yarn, you're going to thread it on your needle. Thread it on your needle. Go to, so see this is the stitch that it's on. Okay, you're going to go to that stitch. So see, you can tell it's that stitch because it will tighten. And we're going to make, we are going to make a loop. Okay, so there's our loop. We're going to go through the loop once. Try not to catch the other things. There's lots going on. So we're going to go through the loop twice. And now we're going to pull that tight. Okay, so right now you are on this side of the spare stitches. What we're going to do is we're going to take one stitch from each side. So this is our first stitch. Then we're going to go to this stitch, pick it up, go to this stitch, pick it up, and we're alternating from one piece of scrap yarn to the other. And we're going to do this all the way across. Okay? And make sure you're going the same direction. Do this all the way across. Meet me back. Okay, so once you've got all those stitches, you're going to pull this. Whoops, sorry, dropped my sock. You're going to pull this tight. Okay, so you're going to pull that tight. Now what I want you to do is taking one end of your scrap yarn, you're just going to pull it out. And the same on the other side, pull it out. We're going to pull those stitches tight together and then, oh, geez, sorry. There we go. Now in this last loop here, we're going to make another loop. And just like the other side, we're going to make a knot. Go through your loop once, go through your loop twice, and making sure that you're nice and tight there, you're going to pull that. Now you've got this for a toe, so you've got a flat little toe. That's called the Kitchener stitch or toe or whatever. Now you're going to put your yarn to the wrong side. You're going to turn your sock inside out. Find that needle, pull it through. And if at this point you want to reinforce that toe, you can go right ahead with this leftover yarn, which is usually what I'll do. I'll just go back and forth like we did. And then I put another knot here. Or you can just, do whatever, right? You have this extra yarn, may as well use it. Like I said, use it to reinforce my toe. And then here we go. Do that all the way to the other side. And then I'm going to make a loop. Make another knot. One. And you notice I'm only doing knots here on this edge part because it's by your toes and you won't notice it because of your toenails. And then you never cut where you're not. I'm just going to go up the side here for a few stitches. And there you go, guys. That's how you close the toe on one of these socks. Then you're going to go up to the other end and you're just going to hide that thread up here. And again, you don't want knots because you don't want them digging, but this won't unravel. So I wouldn't cut it here, but I would take it and just go down these stitches for a few, well, maybe more than a few, maybe 7 or 8 passes. Don't distort your stitches, only go on the one side. That's why I have my fingers here. There we go. Cut your yarn. And there you go, guys. You are done. One sock. Turn it back inside in. And you are done your first tube sock. And that's how the toe looks. Okay, so I hope this tutorial was informative. If it was, hit that like and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And thanks for watching. Have a great day. Check that description. I put all kinds of goodies in my description. Have a great day. Bye now.